seen in an earlier video that the synodic period of Venus is about 583, 584 days. That is about 1.6 years. Now let us look at one of the implications of this. Let's imagine, as before, we have the Sun here in yellow, Venus in green, and the Earth in blue. At time 0, measured in days, or indeed in years, we'll start off with the Earth and Venus on the same side of the Sun, and as we let them go round in their orbits, we see Venus moving ahead of the Earth. They're about opposite now. Venus has started to catch up with the Earth, and after about your 583 days, we can see once more Venus and Earth are on the same side of the Sun, but rather than being over here, after this period of 583 days, which is about 1.6 years, they're on the same side of the Sun over here. Okay, letting them evolve once more. Again, Venus moving ahead of the Earth, opposite sides, and coming back where Venus is catching up. Let's just move a little bit more slowly. So when Venus actually catches up with the Earth, we're talking about 1,167 days. That's about 3.2 years, and they're on the same side of the Sun over here. Again, letting them evolve, Venus running ahead, opposite sides, Venus starting to catch up once more with the Earth, and we can see here after about 1,750 days they are for a third time on the same side of the Sun. That's over here after 4.8 years, and then once more, let's go forward one further synodic period, Venus catching up once more with the Earth, and we see that after about 2,335 days, once more they're on the same side of the Sun over here, so that's after 6.4 years. And finally, let's evolve forward a fifth synodic period. So Venus moving ahead, opposite sides, Venus starting to catch up, and then we see now that around this time, around 2,917 days, for a fifth time, they are on the same side of the Sun. That's over here, near where we started. Well, we can see that after 8 years, both Venus and Earth have returned to their original positions. During that 8 years, Venus has revolved around the Sun 13 times, the Earth 8 times. 5 synodic periods have passed, but after 8 years, Venus and Earth occupy the same position relative to the Sun as they did at the original time. So it means that anything with Venus will repeat after 8 years. So if we look at the implications of this, if we look, say, at the position that Venus had 1st of March 1988. Here we see Orion, Aldebaran, Hamal and Aries, and we see that Venus is over here. We see that Jupiter was almost right next to it. Let's move forward 8 years. 1st of March 1996, we see Venus has kept the same position relative to the various stars here. Jupiter has of course gone elsewhere, but After 8 years, although Venus has wandered around quite a bit in the meantime, it has come back to that same position. And again, a further 8 years later, in 2004, it's come to that position. And then we see, after 8 further years, 2012, once more Venus is in this position. Note that Jupiter has come back. After 24 years, we note that Jupiter has made 2 orbits and has come back near its original position, but it's this 8-year cycle that Venus goes through, a cycle of the positions in the sky, a cycle of the phases. Everything is very similar, not identical, but very similar after a period of 8 years. It turns out the period is marginally under 8 years, and the implications of it being less than 8 years, that's something that we'll see in some further videos.